of course, you have a phenomenon like the Russian Federation.
Mm-hmm.
The Russian Federation has been losing things for, the Soviet Union had accumulated enormous amounts of locked-in wealth. You could take over some company you never heard of, and you would drive out to its third warehouse, the one that people have forgot about, and right there could be $72 million worth of copper just sitting there.
Yeah.
And that is how the famous looting took place.
Yeah.
And so on. And what's happened is that the old Soviet Union was looted, and 1990, we are now in 2020. In other words, 30 years of looting. And after 30 years of looting, Russia is still full of unreclaimed riches of all kinds and resources of all kinds. And the other peculiarity is that the Soviet educational system was very often run by culturally ambitious people. So there are pools of talents of different kinds all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Hence, before an investor of any kind should look at any country, they should first of all look at the Russian Federation.
As an example of what to look for.
Yeah, I mean, when you want talent, go to the Russian Federation.
Mm-hmm. Don't
wait until the Novosibirsk boys filter their way through and end up in Palo Alto.
Mm-hmm.
Still there in Novosibirsk. You can find them. So whether you want human talent or you want gold and any other known raw material, that you can look on the periodic table of chemistry,
mm-hmm.
go to Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Myself seriously considered bringing my cattle raising business to the plains south of Vladivostok,
mm-hmm.
which happens to have the world's best grassland. And in spite of the Siberian location, quite a long season because of the sea. And I figured that this was the world's best place to raise Angus beef that you can sell in Beijing for $50 a kilo, retail in Sunday Tune supermarkets, which advertise the fact that they don't sell anything made in the People's Republic of China.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Even water is imported, okay? So you do all that, and then you discover that there is an insurmountable obstacle, which is to say that the governor of Vladivostok, the government of Vladivostok, they're absolutely not interested in anything constructive.
Yeah.
What they want is they want you to give them money before you're allowed to invest in their country.
Yeah.
And so this is not limited to Russia.
No way.
But the reason why it's important for Russia is because Russia has both the raw materials and the human talents, both,
mm-hmm.
and that is why it is the biggest investment hollow star of black star in the world.
Mm-hmm.
The whole global productivity would get a jump if Russia had the investment climate of a semi-okay country.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean investment climate of Denmark or whatever it is. I'm talking about the investment climate of, I don't know, Portugal or Italy, that is worse, bad Italian, So we have investors, however, have made money in the Russian Federation when they've been able to find some particular way of introducing their investment.
Mm-hmm.
An investment, a shield of some sort. That has happened, and it can be successful. But as I say, it's the biggest investment black hole in the world.
Yeah.
To give it, what country was the largest wheat exporter last year in the world? You know what is the country?
I'm going to say Russia. From your thing.
Russia.
There you go.
Russia, of course. Russia.
Yeah.
So what happened there was, they allowed a few guys to take advantage of the world's best soil.
Mm-hmm.
The Ukrainians have some of it. The Russians have even more of it.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately Russia becomes, I don't know if you're too young to remember this, but between 1950 or 55 and the end of the Soviet Union periodically went in the world market to buy wheat for bread. Okay? And so these are extreme cases, but there are in fact such situations all over the world.
Sure.
And they're very important for investors when investors can come in and bring their own shield.
Sure.
Either their own shield, or there's a shield of some institution, or there's something they're operating that you can actually successfully invest in because you are somehow secured through it, either internally or externally and so on. And there are very big such opportunities around the world.
If you'd like to hear this interview in its entirety, then head on over to SoundCloud, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or any other major podcast platform and search Four Corners Podcast.